Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Tonight
We are
we are
joined
joined
by
by
the
the
newcomer,
newcomer,
the
the
music
music
scene,
scene,
with
with
Welsh
Welsh
country
country
artist
artist
Rae
Rae
Sam.
Sam.
Thank you for
Thank you
joining
for
us, Rae.
joining us, Ray.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So we've been
We've been
following
following
you
you
quite
quite
closely
closely
the
the
last
last
few
few
months in the last
in the
year,
last year,
and
and
it's
it's
safe to
safe to
say
say
the
the
last
last
month
5
have
months
been
have
a
been
bit
a
of a
bit of a
whirlwind.
whirlwind.
Yeah, they certainly have. It's just been absolutely crazy. Like, ever since I started releasing music, the support, it's just been absolutely incredible.
So your first came out mid-November last year. What made you choose that time for the first step releasing music?
Well, it was a long time coming, let's just put it that way. Basically, I've been doing music, my goodness, probably ever since I could breathe. I think I started trying to sing a note. And I just, over the last 10 years, I started writing music quite seriously. And then in the last, I would say 2 years, I think I just had that feeling of, people would ask me, oh, where can I listen to your music? Where can I find your music? And I just always remember thinking, I need to do it. And then literally probably about 2 years ago, towards the end of 2019, I just had this within me that was like, I gotta do it now. It's now or never. And so I contacted the studio, and then the rest has just been a whirlwind.
Now you finished on such a high. You've got a quick second release now. You've already quite a few accomplishments, but how important has the local radio been in those days?
Say that again, sorry?
How important has the local radio been?
Oh, just amazing. I mean, I think I've been quite surprised about the support that I've had from radio stations, because, I mean, I recognise that it does take a long time, and I suppose it would seem as though, I've kind of burst onto the scene, even though I have been doing this, I suppose, in the background, should we say. And then for radio stations to actually pick it up, it's just been like, to hear your music on the radio is the most insane feeling ever. Like, you're listening, and it's not just that, it's the comments and them complimenting you and genuinely really liking the tracks, and you're just thinking, I'm just a girl from South Wales.
So now that there is new music out, how much relief out there?
Oh, it's such a relief. I think it's been what I've wanted to do since I was a little girl. And I think it's more the relief of the fact that I'm finally going for it. A lot of the songs that I've written, they've spoken about that. The Great Escape, Not Gonna Hold Back. Just a lot of the tracks on the album speak about me finally going for it and, throwing caution to the wind. And so, the relief is, it feels as though this album, strangely, a lot of people would look at it and think it's my debut album, and they would think, this was the start of the venture. But for me, it feels almost as though it's the closing of a chapter of, all pushing through and, oh, I can do it, okay, let's go for it, okay, yes, I'm testing the water. And now it kind of feels like, no, I've escaped all the doubts, I've escaped all the, the should-I's and, oh, what, will people like it? And now that chapter's closed, and it's like, right, now is the start, now I'm finally going for it.
Now we've been trying to get live together for a few weeks now. And now Jules can join you.
Yeah.
We have.
Yeah. This is my great friend, Jules. Jules is from Hungary, which is really cool. Amazing violinist, classically.
Yes. So I've been trained classically, but she's turning me into a country violinist, so I can't do anything about it.
No, but it's really interesting because when you look at kind of the Welsh and the Hungarian roots with music, a lot of it is folky, but
Celtic.
kind of bordering on Celtic, yeah. And so it felt, I think, the moment we met, we kind of then got together and did a bit of a jamming session, because you never know what the people are actually going to sound like and whether you're going to work well. And it was like instantly, our sound just merged. It was like, oh.
Yes, and actually when we met, she started to play her songs for me. And she have like books, but when I say books, I think you have like 10 books full of your songs.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, that's it. I have to help this girl because she's amazing. So I was like, I have to, whichever way, if I play my violin or sing or whatever, but I just want to be part of this. So yeah, she's good.
No, I know I was very keen to wait until you came together. Yeah, I know you have songs to say. What's going to play first for us?
Yeah, so first, I'm actually going to play a song called Wildly Me. This song, I think, is a song that everyone can relate to. A lot of the feedback has been that a lot of people can relate to this song. It talks about just being the truest version of yourself, and that's often rough around the edges, and people sometimes don't want to show that. There's a vulnerability in it, and it's just encouraging that, be the wildest version of yourself. And so, yeah, this is Wildly Me. Not gonna hold back anymore. This freedom catch will explore. My spirit feels me bold, and living each day to the full. Slowly, I let go of what you think of me. Throw caution into the air and finally breathe. Then I can truly be wildly me. I wanna be free. Truly, you're gonna love me madly. Don't think I'm crazy, 'cause I'm just wildly me. I never knew I played it safe until I risked it all for change. My picture perfect bubble burst when I took the leap of my heart first. Slowly, I let go of what you think of me. Throw caution into the air and finally breathe. Now I can truly be wildly me. I wanna be free. Truly, you're gonna love me madly. Don't think I'm crazy, 'cause I'm just wildly me. That's what they'll call me. Ooh, that's what they'll call me. Ooh, wildly, passionately unrestrained. That's what they'll call me. That's what they'll call me. Wildly, dangerously unafraid. That's what they'll call me. That's what they'll call me. Wildly me. Oh, I'm gonna be wildly me.
Thank you very, very much for that first one.
Oh, you're welcome.
So that's 6 weeks ago, we got the album.
Yeah.
I remember you saying you were nervous but excited.
Oh yeah, I mean, you never know what people are going to think. You know, you never know if people are going to like it. It kind of feels like you're wearing your heart on your sleeve a little bit, you know, because you're talking about things that, you know, that you've been affected by. And yeah, I was so nervous, I think, because it was such a long time coming as well. But then on the other hand, I just couldn't wait. You know, it's almost like you're so nervous about what people would think, what the reception will be. But then on the other hand, you're so excited because, like, you know, people that I knew, you know, that had known me for years were always waiting for me to actually get this done. And then, of course, there was the whole thing about me being in the studio, and that was so exciting. And so I think for me, I really, really just couldn't wait for my friends and family to be able to hear the music, hear what I had been working on for months in the studio. So it's amazing. It's the best feeling.
So which emotion was better on the day then?
On the day, it's definitely excitement. I mean, I remember it was a bit strange, obviously, because we were still in lockdown, which I wasn't expecting. You know, when I released the first single, I thought, you know, I was going to have, we'd arranged that we were going to have like a little, you know, get together, but then obviously we couldn't. And I thought, surely when it comes to the actual album, you know, that it's going to be no problem. We're definitely going to be able to lock down. And then, of course, it came to the album, and I thought, oh my goodness, we're still here. But yeah, so but it was still nice, and you know, the reviews that came out and the support, and I think for me, you know, and the radio support as well, and on social media, that for me, I think has really allowed me to, you know, I think when you're with your friends and family, you can get drawn up into that excitement. And actually, I've discovered this whole new world, I suppose, of this online support that really, I mean, I think it's just kept me going through this whole process. So definitely excitement, yeah.
So after so many positive reactions and reviews, how much of a boost did it give you for a first album?
Oh my goodness. I literally, I can't even explain. I don't think I ever expected to like receive even people emailing me to say, you know, I've listened now to the whole album, because of course the first singles that we brought out was The Great Escape and Wildly Me and Keep Running, but it really had that kind of pop element. And so I think then when people listened to the actual album, I think they were really quite surprised, nicely surprised, thank goodness. And I think, you know, because I had emails from people saying, oh my goodness, you know, like I didn't expect it, you know, because it does kind of, there are elements of like real kind of Celtic sound, and then, you know, a slightly more rockier sound, this hint of blues, and hearing people enjoy that, I think that for me has been a real boost, you know, because it's like people do actually like what I want to, you know, put out there.
Now, when you went with a full album straight, was there any part of you thought of doing any EP at all?
Well, I actually, when I was over in the States a few years ago, I did record an EP with Chester Thompson, who's the drummer from Genesis. And it never ended up getting mastered, but it's surprising, because actually that experience for me was my first real experience, I would say, in a studio, where it was my project, and it, you know, and I was just kind of watching him enjoy the songs and watching him, you know, really get into it. And just that experience, I just thought, oh my goodness, I can't, you know, I can't just go home now. I can't just go home and then not carry this on. You know, I've got to allow this to give me momentum. You know, this surely has got to be the boost, the nudge that gets me to actually finally go for it. And so I whether then it felt as though, you know, I'd already done the EP, even though it wasn't, you know, technically released. And then I remember contacting the studio over here, and I didn't know what to expect. You know, I was saying to them, you know, I'll send you over some songs, and this project of what I wasn't sure whether it would start, you know, small, you know, I just had no idea, just became this album. And I think it felt right, you know, it felt like it was, I mean, it was a huge project, but I think for me, it allowed me, by incorporating, you know, 12 songs, it allowed me to really allow my sound to be heard, you know, because there's so many different elements. And a lot of the reviews have said that as well. And so it was like a really great opportunity, and by producers as well, Dan and Matt Weeks, who run the studio, that I really trusted and really kind of, you know, heard what I wanted to create. And so it was a big but exciting project.
So you named the album after the first single, Escape. Mm-hmm. Were there any other fronters?
Yeah, I mean, I almost called it Wildly Me. I almost called it Some Way Somehow. There were quite a few that were, you know, in the works, and we also managed to, you know, get some of the photographs as well, you know, because they were taken in different places, and I was like looking at the photographs and thinking, you know, what's going to be a really great, you know, album cover as well. And then we decided on that one, which is just, I mean, I'm not great behind the camera, and I'm not comfortable in any way. And so my photographer, Russell Bradley, he made me feel so comfortable, and so he literally managed to pull out gems. I don't know how he did that. And then the moment we saw that photograph, it was like the Great Escape. Like, it just, at that point, it all fell into place.
So with the lockdown and working over Zoom to Nashville, did any song on the album get completely changed from your originally planned?
No, I mean, a lot of the melodies, they stayed the same. It was an interesting experience, you know, because actually before the album, I'd never even done co-writes before. And so, you know, even that was a new experience. You know, I did co-writes with the producers, and but, you know, actually doing it with, you know, with these writers, and that was a whole new experience. And then doing it over Zoom, I remember the first time I was so nervous, because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if I needed my guitar with me, if I needed an instrument, if I needed to be vocal ready, or, you know, you just don't know what to expect. But actually it was lovely, because, yeah, I did manage to get, you know, I would have done those co-writes anyway over Zoom, you know, because they were based over in the States and over in Nashville. And so, you know, it was really interesting, because obviously I had the co-write experience when I was in the studio, you know, and so it was there, you're both there, you know, you're coming up with ideas. And then it was so interesting, because I got this different experience then that was over Zoom, and seeing, you know, how to do it virtually. And I think what was great was that they really, the co-writers, they really understood what I was trying to come across with the lyrics. And, you know, even like the melodies, you know, I'm such a detail-orientated person. So for me, someone going through, you know, lyric by lyric, the melodies with a fine-tooth comb, for me, I'm like, yes, please. Because, you know, I'm such, you know, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. And so, yeah, I think if anything, the meanings of the songs, they remained, you know, nothing changed. It was just, you know, like the lyrics, if it just strengthened what I was trying to get across, which is lovely, I think, because it allows you to bounce off people. And, you know, you could be writing something from your perspective, and then to have someone say, you know, like, oh, let's say it in this way, and then, you know, people definitely understand the concept. Really, really strengthened the songs.
Excellent. Yeah, shall we have a song?
Yeah, let's do it. So this next song is called Keep Running. It's actually the song that I had the music video for. And which was a bit of a crazy day, but amazing day. And so, yeah, if you've heard this song, if you've downloaded it, if you've streamed it, firstly, thank you so much. And this is a piano strings version that we've kind of put together, which is a really lovely version. The moment we did it, I really loved it. So this is Keep Running. Met you at a store, love at first sight. Your cheeky charm gave me butterflies. Those eager eyes, bad boy in disguise. I'm Bonnie, you're Clyde. You were my risky ticket out of town. Life on the run, daring and fun. The thrills are cheap, but the stakes are high. It's not worth the lies, I keep on running with you. In this game of thrills for two, I keep on running with you. My mind tells me don't move, but I keep on running with you. Will you ever stop? 'Cause I keep on running with you. I got all your secrets weighing me down, and dragging my suitcase through every town. My mind
Thank you very, very much.
Oh, thank you.
I have to say, I'm very jealous of the musical talent here.
Oh.
Is there anything you can't do musically?
Play the drums. I'd love to be able to play the drums.
Okay, that's all right. So the new single came out on Friday.
Yes.
Does it get easier to release music?
No, I think it gets harder because you're setting goals for yourself each time. It's like, okay, now I've done this, right? Okay, now I've got to pick up another radio station. Now I've got to do this. It's like you're always trying to set goals, and it's almost like you want to keep the traction going. So I think, I think in a way it gets easier in terms of, I think you once you start getting support, it feels, and you start getting to know people as well, and that's really nice. Even just in emails, people are very encouraging, supportive. But there's always another goal.
Now, one of your goals might be Canada. So with Paul Brand, how did that one around?
So if you hear Feel This Good, the catch line in Feel This Good is don't need a drink to feel this good. And it just, we were doing the song, and I was singing it, and the producer Dan Weeks was like, we just need a real country sound, a real bass sound coming in on that catch line. And he said, I know Paul Brandt, I'll ask him. And I was so new at this, in terms of releasing music, that I just thought to myself, I'm not going to get my hopes up, it's Paul Brandt, I'm not going to get my hopes up. And then the next minute, we get over, I think it's he had put that catch line to it. It just sounded so amazing, because you have that proper country twang as well. And I just remember thinking, oh my goodness, how on earth, and then even because you have to, even for them to kind of be a featured artist, it's one thing sending, that vocal over. And then there's another thing for them to actually want their name on something. And the fact that he did, that was a bit of a, can I just sit down for a second?
Because obviously for people, it's probably not the biggest name in Canada, and particularly now,
Oh, literally, yeah. It's just incredible. But it's the same with even I would say some of the writers. One lady, Mia Fields. She was one of the writers and of a few of the songs, and I just remember even just meeting her. I just had this real. It was such an incredible moment for me, because she co-wrote a song that Zach Williams, who of course has now done a song with Dolly Parton, and so the very I think it was the very first song he brought out was actually one of the only songs when I was going through a time where I was struggling. That's when I totally kind of found, I would say, country music, and there were a few artists band that I could listen to, and he was one of them. And I just had this strange moment where, I just got off, the Zoom with her and the co-write, and I just thought, oh my goodness, I think it was a few years ago, practically to this very time, I was listening to that song, because it was one of the only few songs I could, listen to at that time. And then a few years later, I'm now writing with the person that co-wrote that song. And it was I gotta be honest, I cried. I think I hysterically cried. Just for them, to even want to be part of it, you know, and it was one of those just surreal moments, but, you know, life has a funny way of turning things around, doesn't it? And it was a moment that I really, truly, I think, just couldn't believe it. Like, I just felt so blessed, and I think it summed up everything that I wanted this album to be.
So are you allowed to have a favourite track?
Say again, sorry?
Are you allowed to have a favourite track?
I don't know. I mean, I suppose I wrote them all, so I'm allowed. Ooh, it's such a tricky one. I'll tell you a track that is every time I listen to it really hits my heart, and that's Coming Home. Because of course I wrote that, you know, when I moved away from Wales, and even now, you know, I listen to it and the sounds in it, and it takes me on a journey, no matter where I am, you know, no matter where my heart is. It kind of, that it holds a special place. That definitely does.
So if you could go back to that first day in the studio, what advice would you give yourself?
I would have to say, just enjoy every moment. Don't doubt, you know, that you're not, you know, don't think you're not good enough. Don't think that, you know, it's not going to go well. You know, just, you know, let go of the fears and just enjoy it, you know, just immerse yourself in it, but have joy, you know, bring out the joy throughout it, because it's easy, you know, to get caught up in, you know, I've got to do this, and, you know, I need to rewrite this, and you know, what will people think? And, you know, it's easy to get caught up in that, and yet really it's a time of great joy, and especially for me, you know, finally getting to that point, and I think, you know, there definitely were like pockets of that, and you can tell because I think then the creativity flowed, and so that's something I've learned, I suppose, about myself as well.
Right, I've got us down for the song. What's something you're going to play next for us?
Well, actually, I think we'll play Shot Down, since we've mentioned it as well. So this is my latest release, the acoustic version, and it's just a song to encourage everyone to, you know, kind of finally go for your dreams, you know, just what I suppose I've just been talking about, and it's just to just go for it, you know, and it's never too late, but I suppose make it now. So this is Shot Down.
Shut down, shut down, shut down. Sat there on the bus seat, watching the world pass by. My mind plays a story, my hand begins to write. Little did you know, in the back row, boys were up to no good. So words without meaning, blowing wise, bleeding from lips not your own. Shut down, shut down, shut down. No, no, don't you ever pull that trigger. Don't blow your dreams away. Don't give up today. No, bang, bang, you know better. You can. It's now or never. Hope and pray it's time. Your dreams come alive today. Ooh, 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 ooh. Dreams come alive. Ooh, 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 ooh. I remember the moment there was passion in my heart. I was on top of the world, and set out on life's path. Little did you know, words that were sung could kill your field of dreams. It was
just left there to die, but they didn't cry. Can't shake it from your mind. Shut down, shut down, shut down. No, no, don't you ever pull that trigger. Don't blow your dreams away. Don't give up today. No, bang, bang, you know better. You can. It's now or never. Hope and pray it's time. Your dreams come alive today. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Dreams come alive. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's now or never. You know better. Ooh, dreams come alive. Ooh, 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 you must believe in yourself, open the wishing well. My dream was shot down and left abandoned on the shelf. Watch me come back, they won't stop me. No, no, don't you ever pull that trigger. Don't blow your dreams away. Don't give up today. No, bang, bang, you know better. You can. It's now or never. Hope and pray it's time. Your dreams come alive today.
Thank you very much.
Oh, it's nice to be able to play these songs because I mean we just haven't had a chance really.
I think this is the husband saying I love this.
Probably, yeah. He is like my number one supporter.
So looking ahead for the rest of the year,
Yes.
is there a big X on the calendar for Bucks weekend?
There is. Oh my gosh, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to play there. I'm just so excited. Like I saw the lineup and I just thought, oh my goodness, Rae Sam is in amongst that lineup.
So is that poster that's going to be hung up on the wall at home afterwards?
Yeah, 100%. I think I'm going to have it like framed as well. Like that is a memory for me.
So we're going to be at the Bucks weekend. What is a Rae Sam live show look like?
Wow. Up until now, it's been, like an acoustic act, and then I was lucky, Jules joined, and now, I get to have a band, which means that I can't wait to be able to put my acoustic down and have a great dance. That's what I can't wait for. To be on that stage dancing. And I don't care if I'm dancing to my own songs. I don't care. I'm going to love every moment.
So having started out there playing by social media, doing live streams, what's it going to feel like on stage?
Oh, do you know what? I literally can't wait to just have that environment around you. Like, I think we were joking earlier. It's so you do it, and then you're so used to even just clapping, or even like a little smile from someone. You do a point, and you see that people are enjoying it, and I can't wait to have that back. It's going to be incredible.
What are the nerves going to be like on the drive up to the boots or the night before you're stepping on stage?
I'm not going to lie, the nerves are probably going to be pretty high. I mean, because it's so strange, It's like we wouldn't have played. We've missed like a whole year. Well, even more than a year, I suppose. Because I'd been in the studio as well, so I'd sort of thrown myself into that. And so, yeah, it's going to be It's going to be so strange being back up on there. But yeah, I can't wait. I literally can't wait. It's going to be the best feeling ever.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh,
I think we're a bit optimistic saying it's only be 20 minutes.
I think so, yeah. Well, I mean, you've got a Welsh girl on here, so there's going to be lots of chatter. Just be glad I didn't bring a cup of tea.
And I think you're going to play us out with one song, aren't you?
I am, yeah. Thank you so much for having me. It's even today with the takeover, I had so much fun. I'm glad that we were able to actually do it and finally get a date in the diary. So this next final song is a song that people have come back and said that they just absolutely love this song, which is lovely because it's a very vulnerable song. It's called Still Breathing, and this is my song to everyone that loved me, encouraged me, stuck by me. This is my way of saying thank you to those. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening. This is the moment life hits me hard and unravels. I am frozen, can't stop falling, losing the battle. Then I hear your voice tell me that you will always be there and you're never gonna leave me. I need you now, please hold me. Oh, you are my remedy. Oh, you love every part of me, even when I'm breaking into pieces. You choose to see the beauty that's hidden beneath it, and that's why I'm still breathing. You're the reason I'm still breathing. This is the moment. Real friends don't leave you falling. They come closer and carry the weight that's on your shoulders. I remember you told me that when I'm feeling lonely, you would always be there for me. I need you now, please hold me. Oh, you are my remedy. Oh, you love every part of me, even when I'm breaking into pieces. You choose to see the beauty that's here.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. It has been absolutely incredible.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. And also, I want to thank you for your support as well, because from that first single, you've been such an encouragement to me, and it really does make all the difference. So thank you as well on a personal note. Thanks everyone for listening. I hope you enjoyed our little session.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. It's been wonderful. I've loved it.
And we'll say good night. Thanks very much.